Forever young lens.
Okay, I'm just sitting here looking at everybody. You don't believe how clean and clear and young y'all look. I mean, I can see every hair on his chin. I can see every detail back here. And my story is not as dramatic as the others. I went to my eye doctor at the time, and she told me it's about 4 years ago I didn't have a trace of cataracts. And she said that was unusual for my age. I'll be 71 here next month. And so I went back, she seen me every 2 years, so I went back next year. She said, well, you have a trace of cataract in your left eye, but, it's okay right now. So then when I went back the third time here this fall, they put up the eye chart for me to look at and said, cover this eye. And you know that real big E that's by itself on top? That was just one big smudge. I thought they were playing a practical joke on me because I didn't really know I had a cataract. Dr. Wang asked me, how come you waited so long? I guess I just never had one of my right eye closed where I could see it, In this eye, my brain was compensating because this had cataract, but I guess it's more around the edges because I could still see with it fairly well. So she said, well, I can do the surgery on it, and I'll set you up an appointment, come back and have your eyes measured and all that. So I went home and got on the internet like I normally would do, and I was amazed that you have some choices. So when I went back, I asked her about these near-far things. She said, well, I don't do that kind. I just do the distance that the Medicare pays for. So I said, well, I think I want to know more about these other choices I have. So she said, well, okay, and charged me for the visit, even though she didn't do anything that time. But so then Dr. Wang, I guess my first encounter with him was dancing, ballroom dancing.
I didn't dance with him though.
No, he would have shamed me if you seen him dance. But singles in Nashville, I was single at the time, they go around to these dances, and there's at least 2 or 3 every night of the week, including Sunday night. And Dr. Wang was going down to one of the bigger ones Monday night at Silverado's down Murfreesboro Road. And so I started asking, well, who's he, And they told me. And then I started hearing about him in some of these newspaper articles. And then he came to our church, our Sunday school class, and gave a talk about this program he has where he's trying to distribute Bibles to the people in China, to the Christians in China. And so he told something about himself, and I'm thinking, he came from China to America, didn't know how to speak English, had a little English-Chinese dictionary, had $20 or something in his pocket, and went on to get 2 doctorate degrees in 2 of the most prestigious colleges in the United States. I'm thinking, wow, who could do that? He must have a photographic memory or something, be a genius, I guess. But anyway, I went and came to one of these, and it took me 2 or 3 months to get here because of other conflicts. And so I was impressed by his talk, his knowledge, and I signed up for the surgery, and he did it. He looked at my eye, and he said, well, why'd you wait so long? He said, these are turning hard, or maybe already turned hard. He said, that's really difficult when they do that to get them out, I guess, without leaving pieces in there that cause problems later. But he did it, and he got it out, and I'm telling you, it was a perfect job. This eye, of course, when you go home that first day, they say keep both eyes closed most of the time. I mean, you can open them, go to the bathroom to eat. And the next day, I opened them, and I started looking at TV a little bit, looking at the internet a little bit, looking at headlines in the paper, and I could just really see pretty good. But it was still just a little blurred, but with some near to far, the whole distance, so I figured that had to do with the eye drops and all that they give you. The next morning I get up, and they had a schedule there of eye drops you take, and some of the writing is fairly small. I could read that just perfectly. First time in years I could do that. And so far I haven't found any print that's so fine I can read it pretty clear. But I have a couple questions people have asked me. Well, one thing is don't wait too long. I didn't know I had a cataract because this eye was compensating, for this one. And they do As you get older, I'm told that they get hard quicker, accelerate. And you don't want to wait till it's difficult, to get them removed. Even Dr. Wang, I guess, don't want to make us work too hard. And some of the questions, a couple questions that I've been asked by almost everyone is, first question is, who did it? Well, I went to Dr. Wang. But who did the surgery? I said, Dr. Wang did the surgery. Well, how did you get to Dr. Wang? But Dr. Wang, and correct me if I'm wrong, you do all the surgery here. He does all the surgery. So if you get surgery here, Dr. Wang, you'll have the best. And the other question everybody asks me or tells me is, well, I'd be terrified under there, somebody up there going to do surgery on my eye. But I tell you, just like the gentleman before me, there's no pain. They give you a bunch of eye drops and it deadens your eye, I guess, but you don't know it. It just does it. And you're up there, you're looking at a light, just a light up there, and that's all you can see. You can't tell anybody, you can't feel anybody poking on your eye or anything like that. It's completely painless. The only even slight pain is when they put a little catheter in your hanging that only lasts for, a minute or some sting. And so it's painless. There's no bleeding. There's no big bandages like in the old days. You see people all bandaged up, and all that. Nothing to care for like you get other kinds of surgery where you got to clean the dressing, change, the bandages and all that. The next day after I had the surgery, my eyes started out in the morning just slightly blurred, but from near to far, so I figured that surgery. And as the day went on, I noticeably could tell it getting better and better. So that evening, this is the next day, I went to the church dinner that they had over in the gym, set up in the gym, and I walked in and I was amazed. I mean, it's like a miracle. Everything was, the word I keep coming back, everything looks so clean. They're brand new. And I had other people tell me that had, eyes that have been put in that were just like a miracle to them. It's hard to believe. It's even more dramatic than going to an old TV and an HD TV that's actually hooked up to HD or Blu-ray. It's really something. It's just, makes you feel great, makes you feel younger. And so now that he's made my eyes forever young, I'm trying to talk him into making my legs forever young. But he said, no, he had to go back to school.